Welcome to CliquedUp TV. Today's topic is space junk. Come on, let's get into it. Thank you. Did you know every year U.S. landfills are filled with 139.6 million tons of waste? That's not including 30.63 million tons of food, 26.82 million tons of plastic, and 18.35 million tons of paper. I'm quite sure you're aware of this, you guys. I'm quite sure you're not surprised of this news. But did you know all the way in space, all the way in orbit, beyond the Earth, there's estimated of hundreds of millions of pieces of space trash floating through our solar system. Not only do we have man-made pollution on Earth, but we have man-made pollution in space, aka space junk, space pollution, space waste. Speaking of space waste, did you know astronauts during the earliest stages of space flight, astronauts, in order to use the restroom, they had to tape a bag to their bodies to catch waste, feces, urine. But that process was pretty darn messy. Today, astronauts actually using flushing toilets that actually flush with air rather than water. As you know, due to gravity, you can't just poop a load away from your body. You poop, it's right there on the side of you, your right hand man, looking up at you, corn feces. Time has changed, people. Technology has changed. Now they have airflow from the toilet that draws waste from your body. Almost sound like an assault case. Yes, the air in the toilet that forces the waste from your body then goes into a storage tank and soon to be dumped overboard into space. This is just one of many aspects of waste out in orbit, out in space. Other examples of humans polluting the space, wasting who knows what out there in the orbit. Some of the things are discarded material from launch vehicles like rockets, parts of spacecrafts that are left to roam around space. That's right, they have a whole rocket dismantler shop out there in space where you can go pick your part for your rockets. But I'm just playing, people, but they're discarding material everywhere. Rocket material, spacecraft material, launch vehicle material, and their own personal material. There's a lot of risk involved when it comes to astronauts in space. Since debris is left to float around space, there's a risk of collision from satellites, or even debris crashing into space stations. That is the home of the astronauts, if you don't know what a space station is. There's also risk of collision of debris crashing everywhere in space. Space debris can even collide into a spacecraft that's on a mission. Space debris floats around the lower part of the Earth orbit, reaching speeds around 700 miles per hour. Now that's a dangerous space landfill on the moon, I might say. Watch your back, because debris is coming at you at a high speed pace of 700 miles per hour. You might ask yourself, who's responsible for this? Is it Russia? Is it China? Is it France, India, or the US? Answer is, it's all of the above. With Russia placing number one for the space waste, for the space pollution in orbit. As Russia, as well as other countries, find No more use for useless satellites. They are destroyed by missiles. They are destroyed by rockets, which leave debris from satellites floating in orbit, as well as debris from rockets floating all around in orbit. Debris floating in space ranges in various sizes, so be careful when you're up there playing around. Can this junk be removed? They say space debris that orbits around 600 kilometers will fall back to Earth. In several years, that is. But those that are 1,000 kilometers will continue floating for hundreds of years or more, according to NASA, NASA. Who's gonna help clean? Well, there's a few countries that have stepped up, one in particular, Japan. Aerospace Exploration Agency, short for JAXA, J-A-X-A, Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency. They're collaborating with the European Space Agency, and they have startups on the way to clear space junk. JAXA is teaming up also with Astroscale for the first phase of cleaning to take place this year in the year of 2022. ESA plans to launch their cleaning mission in 2025 with success startup ClearSpace. Now I'm glad to hear those countries are taking initiative, but now it is time to think about innovative ways to prevent massive waste in space. We have a beautiful Earth, we have a beautiful space. Let's do our due diligence in keeping the world a beautiful place. Thank you. Peace. I'm out.